September 22nd, 2022, Wayne Wirt climbed aboard his Piper Cherokee airplane for a solo flight from Lano, California to his home in Chehalis, Washington. Wayne had planned on checking in with his family at 2 p.m. that afternoon. That phone call never happened. Wayne's last known location was when he stopped to refuel his plane in Sisters, Oregon around 3 p.m. that afternoon. When Wayne didn't make it to his home in Chehalis at 5 p.m. as expected, his family filed a missing persons report that evening. On Thursday evening, hikers in the Mount Jefferson Wilderness area of Oregon reported hearing sounds similar to a plane crash. Air crews from the U.S. Coast Guard immediately began searching the area, ultimately finding a crashed plane and confirming one deceased person on board. It would then be another agonizing day and a half before investigative crews could reach the crash site and confirm that the aircraft did belong to Wayne. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. However, the aircraft was not insured, which means that the cost of the recovery of both the aircraft and Wayne's remains falls on the shoulders of Wayne's family. Wayne's family was quoted around $50,000 to remove the wreckage from the steep mountainside. This is money that Wayne's family didn't have, but the Forest Service said that leaving the wreck was not an option. Once I saw the article, once I heard the story, and once I saw the family's GoFundMe page trying to raise money in order to be able to pay for the removal of the wreckage, I decided that we needed to help. So that's when the extremely difficult process of putting this plan together happened. You see, first I had to figure out how to get a hold of Wayne's family. Then I had to tell them that our plans were to jump in and recover the wreckage and Wayne's remains at no cost. Once they agreed to it, I then had to obtain approval from the NTSB, from the Forest Service, from the local sheriff's office, and multiple other agencies that were managing this crisis. That, my friends, was one of the most complex and difficult paperwork processes that I have ever had to navigate. We are at the Santiam airstrip here in Central Oregon. It's about 9 a.m. and we're about to get rolling on this project. So essentially, this is the staging area that's about 10 miles south of the crash site. You see the airplane crashed into the side of a mountain in the Mount Jefferson Wilderness area. It's at about 6,500 foot elevation, and it's on a very, very steep slope. And basically, nobody's been able to recover this thing. The crash site is in a national wilderness area. Now, if you're not familiar with the national wilderness areas, it's basically, it's like one of the only things that Congress has ever really fully agreed on. And it's called the Wilderness Act. So basically what the Wilderness Act does is it protects these pristine pieces of land all over the country, essentially from ourselves. So that means that no machines, no vehicles, no mechanized equipment, no mining, very little impact, basically no development. The government put this together so that there could be certain areas in the country where you could go and just be with nature. You wouldn't see any sort of man-made structures or development. And basically the only way to get around in the wilderness is on foot or on horseback. The federal government takes wilderness areas very seriously, and they go to great lengths to protect them, as they should, because these are sacred pieces of land all over the place that are designed for us to be able to go and enjoy and leave, and the land still looks like as if we were never there. So in working with the Forest Service to get into this wilderness area, they have a lot of different rules and regulations that we need to follow. And believe it or not, wilderness areas are even protected from aircraft. As a pilot, you're not supposed to fly anywhere lower than 2,000 feet above the ground in any wilderness area. This makes sure that the people on the ground that are down there, having this wilderness experience don't have to deal with the sound of, airplanes and helicopters flying low overhead. Now, since this accident happened in a wilderness area, and since the only way to be able to access this remote terrain is by helicopter, that's why getting approval and getting permits to be able to make this happen was such a big deal, because the Forest Service needs to make sure that we are able to go in and clean up the mess and make sure that the site looks as if the crash never happened, while at the same time minimizing the amount of helicopter traffic in and out of here. They can't have helicopters running in and out of here for multiple days at a time. So as part of the process, they asked us exactly how many trips we were going to need to make, how long the trips were going to be, and how many of those trips we could minimize and reduce so that we could be in and out as quickly as possible, leaving as small of impact on the wilderness area as possible, which is something I respect because, as people are here trying to enjoy this wilderness area, the last thing I want to do is be flying overhead, interrupting, their experience there. So the Forest Service, although they were strict and they had a very specific set of rules and guidelines, they were also fair and reasonable because they knew that the only way to get this done was by using the helicopters. We had people all over the place scrambling to try to make this happen because the real trick here is today is the only day that we can get this done because tomorrow weather's going to move in and this whole area will be snowed in probably for the next 6 months. So the window to recover this plane is literally today. If we miss it, tomorrow it's going to snow and there's no chance we can get back in here, and the wreckage and the remains and all that stuff will have to sit on the mountain over the winter, and that is not an option for the family because they can't get the death certificate until they have the husband's remains. I'm telling you guys, it is the most complex scenario. You see, most of the family's finances were in Wayne's name, which means that his wife needed to go to the bank to let them know that he had passed away in order to access those accounts and continue on with life. Well, when she went to do that, she was told that she needed the death certificate. So she went down to the county office to get the death certificate, and they said, you can't get a death certificate until you get all of Wayne's remains off the mountain. Well, they couldn't get Wayne's remains off the mountain because they didn't have the money to pay for the recovery. So they were basically stuck with an impossible problem that needed to be solved in order to move on with their lives and in order to pay tribute and have a proper funeral for their dad and husband. And when I saw the GoFundMe page, it was at about $3,000, a long ways away from their $50,000 goal. That moment, I knew that no matter what, no matter how, we needed to step in and solve this problem for the family. We don't know the Wirt family, never met them, but this man, Wayne, was a fellow aviator who loved aviation, just like I do, and the aviation community is very tight-knit, and when something happens, everybody jumps in to do what they can to help. So after I received approval from the Forest Service, the Sheriff's Office, the NTSB, and all the other agencies involved, including Wayne's family, I had to make a couple phone calls. First phone call was to my friend Ryan McDonald at Northwind Helicopters up in Washington. Ryan's main business model is lifting things with helicopters. He has a Huey and he has a bunch of other Bell helicopters, and they do work on fires, they work for the Forest Service, they work for timber companies, they do all sorts of long line recoveries and extractions with helicopters. I explained the situation to Ryan, and without any hesitation, he said, I'm in. After talking with Ryan, the next call I made was to Mike and Mark Patey. These guys are absolute legends in the world of airplanes, and honestly, they're kind of the definition of aviation in my eyes. They know anything and everything there is to know about planes and aviation, and they're very well respected in the community. I asked them if they'd be part of the recovery because one thing they do a lot of is search and rescue. Mike wasn't able to make it because he was out of town, but Mark, again, without any hesitation, said, I'm in, let's go. He offered up his airplane for us to be able to travel from Salt Lake up to Washington and any other resource we could possibly need. Assembling the ultimate dream team of the exact guys that I could ever want in a situation like this, that's where this story begins. It's gonna be a wild day, so I hope you guys really enjoy this. And like I said, fingers crossed that everything goes well and we can make the window that we have, because if not today, then it's not happening. Ryan in the Huey is going to grab all of our tools and equipment in a big sling load bag, bring it in and drop it right by the plane on the ridgeline above it. He's gonna get it as close as he can so that we don't have to hike it as far, because it's a brutal hike, 60-degree slope, and it's all loose cinder rock. It's ugly. So we are about to get in the air and get going.
Where's it at? Right there. Yeah, you window right here?
Yeah, if I can shoot how far.
Start filming now and then you'll see it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we just touched down. First load of boots on the ground here at the crash site. Ryan just flew in with the Huey and dropped off the bag of gear, all of our recovery equipment. So now we hike to the top of, well, about halfway up this ridgeline.
On the return.
And we've got a Forest Service guy up here. I'm with the 2 sheriff's deputies. They're gonna help with the remains and all that stuff. And we're gonna get into it. Beautiful, beautiful country. There's a reason why it's protected wilderness. Feels like nobody's ever been here other than a little hiking trail. All right, we are on the ridge line. Ryan just came in and dropped the bag of all of our rigging gear. Ben is coming in with the next load of ground crew. And right there's the wreckage. And as you can see, very steep slope, 60 degree, all loose. And it is not an easy area to work on. So basically the plan right now is to get over to the wreckage and start rigging it up so that Ryan can come in and pick it up and drop it right here on our net, and then we can net it up, and then we're gonna use the big construction sacks to be able to clean up all the loose debris. So I think we're gonna be able to make pretty quick work of this, but we can get into it right now. Eric will be here in a minute with the other camera, so you won't have to deal with my selfies. And we got the deputies ready to do their thing, and it's go time.
This one's going a lot easier.
Now, coming into this, I knew that this was going to be a mess. I knew that, you know, when an aircraft runs into the side of a mountain at a high rate of speed, there's going to be very few things that are recognizable as far as what's left of the plane and the other debris. When the first investigative team came out a couple days after the crash with the sheriff's office and everybody, they recovered whatever they could of Wayne's remains, but there's still a lot left inside the airplane. And one thing that I committed to the family was that we would get all of his remains handled and sorted out and separated from the wreckage before we lifted the wreckage out of here. And so obviously, out of sensitivity for the family and out of respect for Wayne, we are looking at the wreck, and we know that we need to take some time to be able to sift through this and make sure that everything is accounted for and everything is properly handled. The Lynn County Sheriff's Office sent us a couple deputies to help recover the remains with some body bags and other equipment, and we jumped right into it. Going into this, I was expecting to be a little bit more shook by what I saw, but to be honest with you, all I'm feeling is just peace and comfort. And I look around and the other guys are kind of on the same page, and we get to work. We're working in extremely difficult conditions. This hillside is extremely steep and the rock is really loose, so there's no good footing. There's thousands and thousands of yellow jackets everywhere just looking to sting and bite us. So these conditions aren't ideal, but everything is going significantly smoother than I had anticipated.
When my brother-in-law died in his airplane, that was like somehow the biggest emotional unresolved thing. It was like somebody's still got to get a frickin' locksmith. So anyway, the car keys are right there in this green one. Picking up all the little pieces. Got a debris field for, let's say, 180 yards to the bottom of this hill.
So right now the plan is basically to get the plane folded parallel with itself, get the wings, everything kind of like a hot dog, so we can wrap the straps around it and cinch them. And then we're gonna have Ryan come in, pick it up, and we're gonna lay it on the tarp and the net that we have up there. Then we'll be able to net it up and we'll be able to fly it back without stuff flying out. So this is kind of the worst part right there. That's where kind of the biohazard stuff is and nothing remains. So being super delicate there. One thing that we got to make sure of is that we find all of his personal items best we can before we fly this load out over the forest and potentially lose a car key or something, because that stuff's, you know, like Mark was saying, that's a big deal when you don't think it is until after the fact. So basically we're gonna get this thing cinched up, call Ryan, and we're about ready to lift. Yeah, we're gonna through there? So we got the bulk of the remains ready to go in a bag, so that'll allow us to move much faster, and you know, we got to be very sensitive of obviously that. But yeah, grab it, yellow straps, 2 or 3. Yeah, I just spoke with Ryan. He's about 2 minutes out, so he'll be coming over this ridge line in any minute. I'm going to take the main lines for the airframe, hook them to him. He's going to take it to the top of the hill and drop it, come back, grab the engine, and then maybe one more load for a bag of trash. Good thing is we got all the remains sorted out for now in the body bag, so we can kind of manhandle the airframe a little bit more now without without worrying about the remains. So he should be popping over that hill any second.
Towards you?
No,
so you have half of it?
Like yeah, like that. There it goes. The main wreckage, the engine, all the big parts of the plane are just about to the staging area. I can still see Ryan about 10 miles south of here. And the load didn't pick up exactly how I wanted it to, but it was secured. Everything was still strapped up, and he's about to set down and drop it, and then he'll come back and grab just the smaller stuff. We've still got probably 5 or 6 big trash bags to fill. Still watching him, making sure nothing's falling. And then the body bag, and we'll be out of here. Very clean so far, as long as that load gets on the trailer with no issues.
Found Wayne's old Swiss Army knife. Well, it might not be Swiss Army, but it's Wayne's old knife.
That's crazy. That's huge.
Well, my friends, our work here is done, and it went very smoothly. We're very grateful for the weather cooperating and everything just kind of going the way it should.
Yeah, it's just getting it to lay down.
So ultimately, we were supposed to be here until dark. We thought it was going to be an all-day deal. It's probably about noon, 1 o'clock, so we got this wrapped up in about 3 hours, and just 1 or 2 trips with the Huey. Okay, well, actually 3. The third came back and got the rest of our gear. So the Huey's gone. We are just finishing prepping the site, cleaning it up, erasing the trail, the rescue trail. Got Eric with the Forest Service down there. He's picking up any small, tiny little remains as far as gum wrappers and garbage and stuff. And we're cleaned up, and now we are going back to the staging area at the airport. We're going to load up all the stuff on the flatbed trailer and drive it out to Wayne's wife, Cindy, out in Chehalis, Washington. About a 4.5 hour drive probably from here. Get in there this evening, unload, and then get the trucks back up to Northwind Aviation in Lake Chelan, Washington, and we will fly home. So it's gratifying, guys. This is one of the most obviously emotional and sensitive recoveries we've ever done, and it just felt like everything fell into place the way that it was supposed to, and I don't think that was a coincidence. So hope you guys enjoyed this. It was again, a very neat experience for us, borderline spiritual experience as far as handling the remains and stuff like that, but the impossible problem for the Wirt family has now officially been solved, and it's time for them to find closure and move on, and it's time for us to skedaddle back on home. Hi, Cindy.
Hi. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm so happy to help.
Oh, I am so happy you guys have done this for me. For us. I'm sorry. My kids are on the phone.
Hey guys.
There you are. Mike?
There I am. Yeah, a little lag here, but
Yeah, I know you too.
we're here and ready to unload. So it went. Wayne was definitely helping us today. He was up there pushing things along because nobody can still believe that it went like that.
Yeah, you guys were done quick.
It should not have. We were done in 2 hours.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Incredible. So yeah, we're very.
I think he was tired of being up there.
He was definitely tired of being up there, and I'll tell you, I don't know how else to explain it other than it was just very peaceful, right? Mm-hmm. Just the whole feeling up there was
it was actually, there was moments where you sit back and you just even seeing the plane on that hillside and looking at the background, you're just like, this is where I want to rest, right here.
He always liked being remote, so he found the most remote.
He sure did.
And,
yeah, he had $1 million view for sure. It was, and it was also a very convenient spot for access. So as far as it could have been worse, it could have been Jefferson. That would have been a nightmare. So this was amazing. So you don't mind if we're filming? You're okay with that? So
I think I'm okay.
you look great. You're way more composed than I would have anticipated. So
I've been trying all day.
yeah, it's
I'm just happy.
she is pretty tough.
She's awesome.
She's putting on a good face here. A good tough guy face.
Yes.
About 4 weeks ago, I wasn't all that tough.
Yeah, has it been 4 weeks now?
Yep.
Wow.
Yes.
Jeez.
Yep, 4 weeks wondering when he was gonna get down.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're gonna get unloaded here, and you tell me where you want it, and
NTSB wants it in there somewhere.
just right there in the. No, we'll just use this.
Oh, you don't want to use the forklift?
We'll use
After I
this.
made sure it started for
Did
you
ya?
and everything?
I'm an excavator guy.
I know, I saw you at a Sandy.
Yeah, I am a Sandy guy. When you said that, I was like, oh, she's after my heart. We're happy to help.
Thank you.
It's not something you guys need to worry about.
You guys are awesome. That's one less thing I have to worry about now.
Yeah.
That part's done.
Yeah.
Now I can start. So all the bills he was paying, the excavator, the truck,
Right.
are coming out of his account.
Yeah.
But the bank, when I went in and told them that he had passed away, they then told me, well, that's locked down now. It's on hold till you have a death certificate. So now the automatic payments that were trying to come out, now
Right.
they're getting
It's locked.
rejected.
Yeah.
Because and then they're sending emails out, put money in your account so we can pay your bills.
It's like,
Okay, guys. So I haven't gone back up there.
Right now, I'm dealing with a lot.
Yeah, they don't care.
Step back.
They don't care.
did you build props?
Yeah,
Sets?
yeah,
Movie
move sets.
business.
He
Okay.
was in welding and carpentry and special effects. And
Yeah.
You ever
he
see
did a little
Dante's
bit of
Peak?
Oh, yeah.
He's
He
in
built it.
credits.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
The volcano and the bridge under the volcano.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that mountain's not even there.
Really?
He in 2012 he had knee surgery and he never recovered from it. So
Oh.
he was out on disability.
Yeah.
And I got to retire 3 whole years ago, so we got to spend 3 years retired together.
3 years.
Only 3.
I wanted to offer you guys a ride in the seaplane.
Oh,
for helping us
awesome.
out.
That's awesome. You
That's
got, where, you guys have a seaplane here, or
Montana.
No, it's in Montana. I work for a seaplane company who does tours.
where at?
Kalispell.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
That's our spot. We go to Flathead every year, so that is.
River's where it takes off from.
Does it really?
Yep.
I don't know how I've never. It comes out of Kalispell, just north of the Flathead?
We keep the planes at Flathead River, on the actual river right there.
That's awesome.
I don't know, 2 miles in the.
I don't know how we never saw those. We're up there every year.
Yeah, I've noticed.
In fact, Ryan here lost his license flying up in Kalispell. We were doing some water skiing behind the helicopter, so it's yeah. Next time we're in the area, I would absolutely love to take you up on it. That'd be really cool. That's my favorite place in the world to fly.
And I mean, right now we just are shutting down the season. I got to pull the plane off float tomorrow,
Awesome.
but it starts back up whenever the river starts rising.
Every 4th of July, we're there for at least a week, so I'll get a hold of you next year. We'll trade rides. I'll give you a ride in the helicopter. I'll have the Black Hawk up there next year, so we can.
Ride.
Yeah, we'll come up to Montana. It's beautiful. Well, thank you, Corey. We appreciate that.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate you guys helping out.
course.
It's definitely a huge help.
One less thing to worry about. Check that one off the list.
Yeah, that's been a huge headache on my part.
You'll be amazed to see some of the footage of the mountain. It's like it never happened. We raked that hillside, and Forest Service was very, anxious to see it be
Done.
pristine and untouched. And it was literally, when you flew out, we took some shots of it, and it looks like it never happened. So
In a short 2 hours, you accomplished all
yeah,
of that.
we had a good team. Everybody mobilized, and
Awesome.
Yeah, so we're just grateful for the opportunity to be a part of it. Obviously very sorry for your loss, but this is, I think it's gonna be a great opportunity to celebrate Wayne's life. Wayne, I feel like Wayne is a guy like one of us. Looking at his garage here, I feel like I'm in my home.
Yeah, for sure. You walk in, you're like, okay, this is a brother. This is one of our guys, for sure.
Definitely one of our guys.
You don't even see what's hidden behind some of the doors there too.
I can only imagine.
There's an airplane down in the trailer.
Yeah, there's another airplane in the
really?
trailer. Yeah, the trailer right up
We
there.
built that one together, my dad and I.
Oh, wow. So he had multiple planes over the years.
There's
We've also got the 170,
right
which was supposed to be
there.
our next project, which I'm sure you saw in the hangar.
Yes.
We're still in the hangar.
Oh, okay. That was supposed to be our next project.
Well, you're gonna have to carry on his legacy.
Still your next
I hope
project.
so. Expensive legacy.
It is definitely an expensive legacy. Yeah. Well, thanks, Corey. We appreciate it. And obviously, if there's anything that we can do, anything else, let us know. But I feel like mission accomplished here.
You betcha. It's awesome.
Well, Cindy, is there anything else you want to say about Wayne?
I miss him like crazy.
Yeah.
Every time I turn around, I think he's going to be right there.
Yeah.
But he loved flying.
I'll tell
And
you,
he
he
left
was
it
there
up
with us
here.
today. I don't know how else to make it any more clear. It definitely was a powerful experience. So went out doing what he loved. And
Yep. Just wish he would have waited a little longer.
Just a little
Dang
longer.
it! I only had 3 years.
just
of
a few
retirement.
more years of retirement
Just
together.
a few more would
How
have
old
been
was he?
nice. 66.
That's a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least I got 3 years.
You got 3 years.
Yep.
And 3 beautiful kids.
And 3 beautiful kids.
I need to take a quick second to shout out some of the people involved that made this happen. Now, this doesn't include everybody, but this is a list of some of the people that really pushed to help make this happen. Starting with the email that I received from one of our viewers, Cameron McGilvray, letting us know about the situation. Obviously, had we not heard from him, then we wouldn't have known what was going on. Next up, we've got the NTSB. They were extremely great to work with, very helpful, and they jumped right in to make sure that we could get this recovery going. Then you've got the U.S. Forest Service. There was a lot of different people within that agency that had to sign off on this and approve it, and the district office up there in Oregon did a hell of a job in coming together as quickly as they did to issue the permits and get us the approval that we needed. Next up, the Lynn County Sheriff's Office. Just a bunch of great people up there. They were very accommodating and very helpful. The couple deputies that we had on the ground helping with the recovery, great dudes, hard workers, and couldn't have done it without them. Then you've got Ryan McDonald of Northwind Aviation. Ryan's one of my good friends and a hell of a pilot, and without him, we wouldn't have had the Huey and we wouldn't have been able to make this work. I mean, flat, plain and simple, without Ryan, this mission was never gonna happen. Next, you've got Mike and Mark Patey. Obviously, Mark was on the ground with us helping with the recovery. He volunteered his plane, flew us all around, Oregon and the surrounding states for 24 hours as we were moving to make this happen. So huge shout out to the Patey brothers. Then obviously I need to thank my own crew, Diesel Dave, Hans, Eric, Nate, the media team, everybody involved in making this happen. We had to run a much smaller crew than usual on this operation because the Forest Service was limiting how many people we could have, and we were obviously limited on how many people we could bring in and out on the helicopters. Also, huge shout out to Ben from Timberland Helicopters up in Oregon. Ben jumped in last minute to help us out as well. And then finally, we've got the Wirt family. Wayne's wife, Cindy, and his children who we worked with, just great people. Just down to earth, very grateful, very easy to work with. Communication was amazing, and they stayed very composed, all things considered, with this being an extremely sensitive and tragic situation for their family. And we wish nothing but the best for the family, especially Cindy, since she just lost her husband, her best friend. This is going to be a difficult time for her as she processes Wayne's death and moves forward, with her life without him. So we just wanted to send our love and condolences to the Wirt family and let you guys know that obviously we've got your back, and we're just grateful for this opportunity that we had to help. And finally, thank you to every single one of you guys. Each of you that watches these videos, you're the reason we're able to do this. Your views are the reason why we have the resources to be able to jump in and perform recoveries and missions like this. Now, some of our recoveries are fun and goofy, and some of them are, very serious and very personal. And this was obviously one of those. And like I said, without you, none of this would be possible. So we love you guys. We appreciate your support. We appreciate the views. And we're looking forward to doing more of this.